Alright, we're going live. It's another edition of Monday Night Madness, and tonight the Coast to Coast Racing League goes to one of our favorite ovals on the circuit, Lernerville Speedway. We're in the Steel City, for which should be a fun one. We also have later on tonight in the card, the GT3s make their return for week number 5, and they've got a good one as well. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal on the island of Notre Dame. A fun one with fast sweeping corners and, of course, that hairpin. We're so glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Mari Sakala with you, joined alongside Isaac Salas, Steen Reynolds, and Brandon Dittmer. We get set to go here. You will see as well screen everyone's getting set for the driver's meet. Everyone's getting set for heat race number 1. So, Dean, I'll begin with you. Lernerville Speedway. Always a fun track, and I remember this track as well. This was the track you scored your first ever Rebels win at a couple of seasons ago. But this is always a fun track, but with the new update we have, what's it going to be like?
Well, it's going to be interesting because I ran the matinee a little bit earlier today, and with the steering the way it is and the setup, I tell you, the fall-off count's going to be busy because a lot of guys are trying to run the top, and I watch a lot of guys fall off. So it's going to be interesting to see, and I think everyone's in the same boat. They all got something new, and it's the first time here since the new build, and we'll have a fun race.
Isaac, we're in week number 5 on the season, and the main guy that stood out from everyone on the grid outside of you, because you got a couple wins on the season in Rebels competition. The other guy I got my eye on is Cody Graham. He's the points leader coming on in with a big margin at the moment.
Yeah, and he's just been doing solid, man, and that's when you're looking at points, that's what you got to do. You got to have solid weeks, even on your. It's kind of like the expression in golf: how it doesn't matter how good your good is; it matters how good your bad is. And I think that if he can just keep up this hot streak, I think he has something for the season.
Well, it is gonna be fun. And Brandon, one more thing to talk about here at this racetrack, and that, of course, is the fall-off count. We always like to play the game, and so do you.
I love to play the game.
Well,
I'm not going to touch that one.
Well, let's play the game indeed and figure out the fall-off count here for tonight. I'm gonna go with 20. We'll go next with Isaac.
For the entire night?
Yes.
Oh boy. I'm gonna go with 25.
All right, you're going 25. Alrighty, Dean.
I'm going to pick my age that I went on my first date, 16.
Oh, jeez, Dean. Okay. And finally, we will go
I was a
with
late bloomer.
I think the final guy we have is Brandon.
I think y'all are going too low. I think it's going to be like 34.
All right.
Holy geez.
We will see what happens. This is heat race number 1 underway. Michael Birthday, Joe Backus, Cody Graham, Joe Masso, Kevin Fry, Gary Offut, Greg Parmalee, Daniel Blau, a part of this heat race. We're underway. Birthday leads lap number 1. Heat race number 1 brought to you by our friends at Flatline Racing Bodies. Race is on for the final transfer spot. Hang on, Gary Offut. Oh, hits the Uke tire. 360 and right into Daniel Blau, and there is fall-off count number 1. He went over the Jersey barrier too, Isaac.
Yeah, he went a long ways out, and that's a great way to start our fall-off count. And I think it's going to put a lot of pressure on how crazy this top is, how treacherous it is.
3 laps are in the books, and Birthday off to a good start, 1 second lead. Dean, he likes these long tracks. If there's a long track on the schedule, chances are that he's going to be a part of it.
Well, I think the Training Wheels team, once they get the dust or the rust blown off Mr. Birthday here, he's going to be fast everywhere. So I think he's going to be the guy we're probably going to have to chase for the rest of the year.
Possibly.
Sorry, Isaac, but you know what I mean.
Oh, no, it's fine. I'm a mod guy.
3 laps to go. They continue to race for the 4th spot. Cody Graham up on the cushion. Eyesight still the place to be, but later on tonight here, Brandon, I've got a good feeling that low side's going to come in really well, but Parmalee sideways.
If those Renegades and how they're able to drive, they're going to be able to make that bottom work really nicely, and I cannot wait to see them put it to work.
1 lap to go in heat race number 1, and it's Michael Birthday with the lead. Drew the 1 pill. As we're coming to the checkered flag, back is in second. Birthday takes the checkers and wins the heat race. Battle for third at the end. Contact at the line. And Masso edged out Parmalee by 200ths.
It's a good race there for third.
Definitely was a great race. Now we move on to heat race number 2. Heat 2 brought to you by our friends at Langdon Mechanical. Let's give you the starting lineup. Gavin Chatham and Superman Kurt Schatzer make up the front row. Row number 2, Jeff Kemper and Steve Maurer. Row number 3, the return of Cale Bixler next to the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. And starting from 7th, first time we've seen him in a Rebel ride, that is Cullen Johnson. But first, Isaac, let's take a look at Brandon Dittmer's sprint car. What do you think of it?
How about we not?
What do you think of it?
It looks just miserable.
Look at that
I'll tell you what.
guy.
Yeah. What? I feel like you shouldn't have a picture of that guy. I mean, he was young. I do like the top though. I mean, me in a robe looks pretty funny.
The Minot Moose.
No,
Yeah,
it's the Minot Missile.
The Minot Missile. That's what it is, Brandon.
It's better than the Minot. It's better than the Minot Mouse.
All right, we're gonna go 1 to green here. Brandon will temporarily mute you. Best of luck, bud.
Thank you.
I think the worst part about Brandon's paint is the fact he spelled my name wrong.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Hold the phone.
Yeah, look at the bottom. Look at the bottom of the top wing.
Hang on, it's gonna pop up here shortly. As we're set to go green for heat race number 2. Let's know as well who you're rooting for in the chat. Jack Hit as well predicts 17 for the fall off count. It's spelled right. ISAAC. Oh, on the
ISAAC.
ISSAC. I see now. But nevertheless, green flag is out for heat race number 2. Gavin Chatham gets off to a good jump. Kurt Schatzer back in second. Led the points earlier this season in Rebels competition. Race for third, Jeff Kemper against Steve Maurer. And lap 1 books led by Gavin Chatham. Schatzer and Kemper having a good race for P2 at the moment. And Kemper clears, Isaac.
Yep, and I think, like I said earlier, the high side is crazy fast, but you just gotta be able to run it here and just make no mistakes here.
Kemper starts to pull away just a bit from Kurt Schatzer. 181 though, the quickest on track. Steve Maurer a little bit sideways, right in front of Cale Bixler. It's a 3-way race for the 4th position. And you know what? Let's do something at the moment. Isaac, let's go double box. Show us the leader. We'll show on our end the race for the 4th position.
Gotcha.
Down the back chute, you see Maurer underneath on Cale Bixler for the race for the 5th position. Schatzer's off the track. Fall off count number 2. We stay under the green flag for right now.
Yep, 2 different lines here for our leaders. Gavin being conservative on the bottom, Jeff on the top, ripping the lip, and both putting up pretty similar lap times. I think I'd give the edge here to Jeff.
Let's see what Kemper can do. Race for the lead, race for third. Let's go double box once again. Isaac will show us the race for the 3rd position.
Yeah. Gotta go find it.
Oh, there goes Denver.
Just became a... He's number Trey.
That is not what Isaac wanted to see. The checkers are out though. Gavin Chatham wins heat race number 2.
I feel like that is what I want to see. That car going away, getting out of here.
You know, you had it perfect in the box of the box too. You caught it live.
I know. We even watched the fall off on the double box.
Now we move on to heat race number 3. Let's unmute Brandon here. Not what you wanted, man.
Nah, not at all.
Not at all.
Heat race number. Go ahead.
I got really tight in the middle of 1 and 2, and I just couldn't recover.
Here's the lineup for heat race number 3, brought to you by Top Notch Trucking. Brandon Ishkanian next to Isaac Salas. That is row number 1. Row number 2, John Krupa next to Aiden Young. Row number 3 is Dean Reynolds next to Brian Moore Sr. Connor Ross starts from the 7th spot. Alrighty, Isaac, Dean, best of luck to you guys in your heat race.
Appreciate it, sir. I just realized the double box, you can actually see the in-car while I'm racing here.
Yes, you can. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. So, Brandon, a lot of things to watch out for here. Krupa and Salas on row number 1, but the guy that starts in 4th, last week's winner at the Port Royal Speedway in Aiden Young here, Brandon. And this was the track where he had his first ever Renegades win with Coast to Coast.
Yeah, if Aiden Young can figure this car and track out, he's going to be very hard to beat. He's always really fast, and he's been pretty decent with this new build so far. So we'll see how he goes here, trying to get around Isaac.
Everybody advances to the feature. Car count was just slightly under 24. But we are good to go. It's Krupa and Salas that bring us to green, underway for Heat 3. Salas takes the advantage off of turn number 2, but look at the run for the 69 to try and get past Reynolds for 3rd. Dean's hanging on for dear life. He saves it. Oh my goodness, look at Young up on the cushion. He is dancing with the devil early here, Brandon.
Really putting it up on the line.
Oh, there goes Krupa. That counts. He's saving, but it counts on the fall-off counter.
Oh, crossover by Young. Oh, no, he missed it. Oh.
Connor Ross went around. 2 laps in the books. Young 2nd, Reynolds 3rd, and Moore Sr. is in the 4th position. 55, a little bit sideways off the corner here. We watch the race for lead on board with Aiden Young here. Brandon, he is closing in.
He is closing in. He is on the very tippy top, and he is just keeping it on and making it fast, too. Isaac is not getting away.
Everybody's hanging on for dear life at the moment. We're hearing that Dean also crashed as well. Aiden, oh, wow, what a save. Nearly fell off, but a great save by him. A quick look while we were at it, the Malcolm's replay, and show you what happened to Dino. Added to the fall-off count. White flag is out, 1 to go in heat race number 3. Winner will start from 3rd position in tonight's 30-lap feature. Here comes Salas off at turn number 4. He takes the win in heat 3. Aiden Young 2nd, Brian Moore 3rd, John Krupa in 4th. Fall-off count is at 5 as things stand. How will it turn out after the first feature? Let's step aside as we go to break for our Oshweekend Speedway warm-up. We'll step aside. First feature coming up next to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Knoxville Raceway, they're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars and the Mike Westbrook Memorial for the Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Green, Spangler, green flag, showtime, Knoxville National for green. Join us for the 4th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 31st to August 3rd. 4 days of open 360 Knoxville action using the Knoxville National scoring system. $200 in payouts as well as loads of door prizes. $10 early bird entry by midnight Sunday, July 17th. Then $15 for Coast to Coast members and $20 for non-Coast to Coast members. Max I rating has to be 3,000. All entries open to the first 100 drivers. 100% of registration fees go directly to the Steve King Foundation. All races will be broadcast on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, go to C2CRL.com. It's showtime. Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Warm-ups currently underway as things stand. And just about a minute left before we go to the green flag. Let's take a look at how the times are circulating as you see Backus go around. Right now it's Jeff Kemper the quickest. He's rocking a 13.98. Hang on there, Brandon Dittmer. Nice save.
Just scared the hell out of me.
Gavin Chatham second, 14.02. Brian Moore third, 14.02. Dean Reynolds fourth, 14.07. Isaac Salas fifth at a 14.08. All right, Dean, you gonna show us some magic?
Oh, man. Hold on, next lap I will.
Okay.
I had the car behind me here. I'll come out of 4, I'll go down low, and I'll show you some magic.
All right.
I'll show you some magic.
Again, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat.
Here we go.
Whoa! Looking like Jake Dykstra out there.
I even brought it down and saved it.
Yeah, it's been quiet in chat all night. Let's know who you're rooting for. We'll give you a shout out live and on the air. So 30 laps around the corner. Gentlemen, whoever wants to take this, what should we expect?
Well, you got a pretty fast man in Birthday starting up front. And I'm also one of those people that never picks himself, so I'm gonna have to go with Birthday.
Alrighty. Well, the checkers are out. Kemper's the quickest. Gentlemen, best of luck to you guys in tonight's feature.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Marty.
All right, well, we get set to go racing. Let's meet the field. Here is your starting lineup. The starting lineup is brought to you by Catalytic Recovery. On the front row, it's Michael Birthday in car number 95, and next to him, it's the 99 of Gavin Chatham. Row number 2 is Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the 5, and Joe Backus in the 46. Row number 3, Jeff Kemper in the 181, next to the New Hampshire Rocket, Aiden Young in car 69. Row 4, Cody Graham in car number 2, and Kale Bixler in the 789. Row number 5, rounding out the top 10, Brian Moore in the 558, next to the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry in the 21. Row number 6, Steve Maurer in the 888, next to John Krupa in car number 5. Row number 7, one of the Moose members, Joe Musau in the 63, next to the 13 of Colin Johnston. Row 8, Brandon Ishkanian in the number 19, next to the 4 of Greg Barmalee. Row number 9, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, next to the 35 of Daddy's Money, Connor Ross. Row 10, it's Daniel Blau in the 17, next to Superman Kurt Schanzer in the 218. Rounding out the field this evening is Dean Reynolds in the 79, and Gary Offut in the 94. Well, we're just moments away from taking the green flag. Lights off the Steve King Foundation pace truck. We will go green flag racing this time by 30 laps, 22 drivers, 1 winner. Top 5 are eligible for Renegades competition later on tonight. Well, we are set to go for the Lucy Olson start. Birthday and Chatham, bring us to green. Let's ride. Down the back chute, Gavin Chatham has the lead. Michael Birthday second, Isaac Salas third. Backus takes a peek underneath. Aiden Young looks for fourth. Yellow before we complete lap 1. Joe Masso's around. He collects Steve Maurer and Daniel Blau. And so the first yellow, the first team Watson yellow is out. Let's take a look at the replay and show you what happened to the 63 of the Moose. Turn number 2. Oh, there's one from the fall off count. As Shikanian went off. Just got in the back of the 888 of Steve Maurer. And Daniel Blau also collected. So, number 6 on the fall off count is Brandon Ishkanian. And let's ride on board here with Steve Maurer. He was already loose off in turn 2, so he was trying to save it. And he just got nailed from behind. But luckily, everybody keeps it straight, so no harm and no foul. So the drivers do decide to repair some damage, some optional damage probably, if not a quick repair. Musso and Maurer bring their rides out on the racetrack. Have to wait for the Steve King Foundation pace truck and the rest of the pack to pass through. Don't forget, you saw it on your screen during break. We've got the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals around the corner. I should say our Knoxville Nationals for 2023. Just around the corner. Yes, it is the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals. 20 days away from the beginning of it. And that also means we're under a month away from the Coast to Coast meetup at the real Knoxville Raceway for the actual Knoxville Nationals. All right, we've completed one lap. Birthday brings us back to green. Starting lineup remained the same with the exception of those that crashed. We saw Aiden Young on the outside. The 789 of Bixler backed off. We go to yellow once again. This time it's for Brandon Dittmer. And we may have more guys involved. Nope, we do not. They were all slowing down. So Dittmer involved to bring out the second yellow of the day. And here's a look at what happened with the Spider Monkey. Just got in the back of Parmalee and was trying to save it around. He went. Good save. Didn't hit anything, though. But it is enough to warrant a yellow. Let's run on board with him. Love the front wing. Slide job, Solace. Set it in there. And he got clipped from behind as well at the same time. Wasn't too sure on who that was. But it says, I was saying, 20 days away from the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals. To register, go to C2CRL.com and hit the Knoxville Nationals tab up top, or we actually have it on the front page. Just hit register now, and you're in. Terms and conditions apply. All right, so we stay single file once again. Birthday the leader, Gavin Chatham second, Joe Backus third, Jeff Kemper fourth, Aiden Young fifth, Cody Graham sixth, Cale Bixler seventh, Brian Moore Sr. eighth, Kevin Fry ninth, John Krupa 20th, Oaksby in 10th. In the Mission 22 restart, we're back to the green flag. Birthday holds serve. Chatham tries to close in on him. They try to pull away from Backus in the 46. And there you see Aiden once again working the high side early in that fourth position. Oh, Backus and Kemper got together, and Cale Bixler's a part of it as well. Solace also involved too. I don't know what happened to Isaac, but he has towed it. Let's see what we have for you here on Isaac. Was in the back of the pack. He lost it in turn 2. Now, I know I'm missing something here, but let's show you the Backus-Kemper incident. And then we're going to go back and see what happened to Solace and what put him to the back. Here you see the Kemper spin. Oof! That's a T-bone from Cale. All right, let's pull up Isaac here. He started from the 3rd position. Oh, he went off the track and caught the wall. Isaac is a part of the fall off count finally, and he damaged that right front pretty good. So that's what put Isaac to the back of the pack. So a couple of drivers. 7th fall off count. And our 3rd Team Watson yellow of the day. And we should have a double file restart coming up in just a matter of moments. And so we'll go green flag this time by. Michael Birthday selects the bottom. He and Gavin Chattel make up row number 1. Aiden Young and Jeff Kemper, row number 2. Cody Graham and Kevin Fry, row 3. John Krupa, Brian Moore, row 4. Colin Johnston, Connor Ross round out the top 10. Biggest mover so far early here is Connor in that 10th position. We're going to watch this one from the Chapman Racing drone as we're back to green. Chatham looks underneath. You saw Young get a little bit squirrely entering turn 1. Holds up to Kemper in the battle for the bottom step of the podium. Oh, Moore's around, and this could lead to calamity. Schatzer, Johnston, no caution. We stay under the green. Now we go to yellow. As I believe Parmalee caught up to the back of the 13. And I just wonder when race control is going to say, enough's enough, we are going to single file restarts. Parmalee got loose in turn 2 off contact, and as he's trying to save it, he went around, and then you bring up the 13, or I'm sorry, the 218 of Schatzer. We'll show you off the TV2. They were 4 wide in turn 2 for a moment, and Parmalee was taking near the front. We see how the 13 got sideways. Krupa into Moore and Schatzer. Everyone's trying to save it. And then we go to TV3 and show you Colin Johnson how he spun. Loose after contact, just barely off of Dino. It just kisses the jersey barrier. Now as he's trying to upright it, Greg Parmalee catches up and the yellow flag is out. The lap, by the way, did count if you're keeping track at home. So that means we go double file once again. Michael Birthday, Gavin Chatham, row 1. Jeff Kemper, Aiden Young, row number 2. Kevin Fry and Cody Graham, row number 3. Connor Ross, Gary Offutt, row number 4. Remember, Offutt started from the back. Dean Reynolds and Kurt Schatzer round out the top 10. We're going to watch this off the double box and show you Isaac's perspective as we come back to the green flag. And they will put us 1 extra lap here. Give you a nice idea of what it looks like actually to be inside the race car. You can see how the car is shaking around thanks to Isaac's settings. Alrighty, we'll try this once again. Three wide for the lead. Kemper took a peek all the way down to the basement. He got the best restart of everyone. Brian Moore Sr. and John Krupa have crashed. We go yellow once again. It's for something else. We got a big accident. You had Maurer, Backus, Blowish, Kania. My goodness. First off, here was the non-yellow. There's going to be a lot of incident points written up. Most likely a bunch of EPOLs coming next week. In the back of the pack, they simply just got together and Moore went around, made a nice save. But then what happened into turn number 3? Maurer and Blau are near the tail of this field. Maurer ran into Daniel Blau. Oh, Parma Lee, Johnston. Blau also a part of that. That's 3 on the fall-off count, folks. We are up to 10. Let's ride on board with a couple of guys here. Let's begin with Joe Backus. Minding his P's and Q's in the back. Just right in front of him. And we will go with this is Brandon Ishkanian, it is. Drivers out here just wasting time here. We are over 12 minutes into this race and we have completed 7 laps. We're back to the green flag though. And you saw there it was a single file restart. We did not complete that lap. Chatham though underneath on Birthday for the race lead in turns 3 and 4. Can he get it off the bite? It was tight. Birthday though with the slight advantage. He's hanging on for right now. Birthday, Chatham decides not to throw the slide job. Just wants to use low line Larry to the advantage. And Chatham makes the first lead change of the day. Salas has crashed. He's put it into the pit lane. We stay under the green flag. Birthday looks to fight back up on the outside. Nice exit. The two could stay side by side on board Birthday as he rips the top. Dean Reynolds has also crashed and we go yellow. Oh my! That thing flipped like Cy Lynch did at Ransomville Friday night. Just without a wall. First off, let's see what happened to Isaac. Caught that little bump entering turn number 1, goes off the track. And then to bring the yellow out was Dean. Entering turn 3, ooh, he just goes over. And man, that's a pretty good lick he took. Let's ride on board with Dino. Racing Cody Graham for a spot. This was for, I believe, the 8th, if not 7th position. So, yep, just went off track all by himself, and there's the hit on that Jersey barrier. And needs a tow, and hopefully he can get that car back out there in time. So we've got a new leader for this restart. It'll be the 99 of Gavin Chatham. That will bring us back to the green flag. Your biggest mover of the race is still Gary Offut from 22nd to 8th. He's having a good race. So let me see if we can check in with Isaac here. Isaac, are you just watching?
I'm done.
You're done? All right, you can co-commentate with me and we can double box.
I knew Lernerville was going to be rough for me, so glad that it showed out.
Yeah. All right, let's come back to the green flag. We put 12 laps on the board. Gavin Chatham, Michael Birthday, row 1. Jeff Kemper, Aiden Young, row 2. Kevin Fry rounds out the top 5. Time for another Mission 22 restart. Great restart from Chatham. Birthday on the cushion for 2nd. Young looks for the 3rd spot on Kemper, but the 181 was able to get the bite to hold on to 3rd. May not get it in time off the corner. New Hampshire Rocky moves up to 3rd, Isaac.
Yep, and he's cooking right up on the top side. And I like the line. Think he has a chance in the 3 here.
Michael Birthday looks for the race lead off the corner. He takes the lead back. Couldn't tell what the gap was across the start-finish line. He clears Chatham down the back chute. Tiptoeing through 3 and 4. Nearly goes off the racetrack. And Chatham now falls into the footsteps of Aiden Young for P2. Halfway home, 15 up and 15 down, Isaac.
Yep, Gavin on the bottom, Aiden on the top here. Was that? Nope. Sorry about that. Yeah, Aiden pulls up side by side with him here. And I mean, I think Jeff wants to do the same.
That was way too close to call, though, for second across the start-finish line. Kemper a part of this, too, as you said. Let's ride on board with the 181. "75 miles an hour at least in the minimum speed, up to 120 into turn number 3. He's telling Aiden, come on, man, let's go, let's go. Kurt Schatzer, I believe he put it in the pits. He may have gone off the racetrack. Isaac, you may have to double check for me on that one.
I gotcha. I'll go look right now.
If it is, it's fall off number 11. Yellow is out, Backus and Parmalee, and the drivers were approaching lap traffic.
Hurt had went off in 3 and 4.
All right, let's take a look at that and show you. Racing Brandon Dittmer around the outside. This is fall off number 11. Did a lot like what Dean did on that last yellow flag. But luckily, though, was able to keep the wheels straight. And then here's what warranted the yellow. Joe Backus, Greg Parmalee. And this was a race for about the 14th spot. Parmalee sends it in, throws the slider on Backus, and Backus just didn't see it coming. Woo! Parmalee goes off. So we are at number 12 on fall-off counts this evening. Where in the world did Parmalee land? This is off of the hood. Whee! Looked like he was in the Dukes of Hazzard with the way he leaped that car over the banking. Alrighty, 1 to go until we get the green. It's a 10-lap shootout coming up here, Isaac. We've seen
intensity.
We've seen Birthday and Chatham out in front, but do not count out Aiden Young, who's looking for back-to-back.
Yeah, not even in the slightest. I wouldn't count him out. That's a former Renegade driver, and rightfully so. Both of these guys, I believe, have been Renegade drivers.
So about to see what happens. Another team, Watson Yellow, is in the books. Bad restart for Kemper. May have been actually a good one. He's underneath Aiden for the second spot. As he Aiden's off! Fall off count at number 13 tonight. And he is out of it unless a yellow comes out. Aiden's out of it. Birthday leads by a half second. It's a 3-car shootout for P2, Isaac. And the yellow's out. Cale Bixler. Oh my goodness. Major accident. Cale, Joe, and Dean involved. Daniel Blau also a part of it with Joe Backus. Let's take a look at
Holy smokes.
what happened between Cale and Joe again in the back of the pack again. They got together. Then Dean just comes piling in trying to avoid it. He was just unfortunately coming into the outside already. Right on board here with Joe Masso. Isaac, what'd you see from your perspective?
From the two of them, same piece of real estate, and then just Dino just coming to clean it up.
Wow, how close Joe came to going on his noggin. this should go to another double file restart. Don't forget, coming up next is the Renegades race at Lernerville Speedway. And this is a single file restart coming up here. Real quick, while we're at it, I just want to say to all of you either watching or if you're a driver that's watching afterwards, I definitely appreciate the support you guys gave me after calling Land of
Legends!
Calling the races in Canandaigua last Saturday night. That was a lot of fun and a great way to end it with a last lap pass in turns 3 and 4. We're back to green though with 8 laps to go. Birthday hold serve. Here comes Kemper underneath. Oh, well, hang on. Chatham underneath Kemper. The 181 sideways off for 2. Chatham has a chance to retake the 2 spot away. He's got a pair of Gambler drivers behind him. 7 laps to go. Kemper hangs on to the 2 spot for now, Isaac.
Yes, sir. And I was actually watching this battle between just a little bit further back. They've been running both top and middle and bottom all around. And, oh, we got one off in 3 and 4.
That is Krupa, I believe, in the 5 it is. And we go to yellow with 6 to go.
Oh, and
Another
Kevin
guy,
Fry.
Kevin Fry. So we had 15 on the fall-off count. I don't think I expected 15 tonight in one race. Kevin Fry was already involved in a prior incident that did not bring out the yellow flag. There you see him right there as he was trying to rejoin the track. He went off track not just once, but I think even twice as Grupo given no room by more, I believe. And so will be nice to Kevin Fry and just consider that one an off track and not the one in turns 1 and 2. So it's a 5-lap shootout to determine who wins this one. What do you think about Kemper's chances here possibly, Isaac? They are there possibly, but it may take a birthday mistake.
Yeah, and was something I was going to mention to you. So far, man, I think Jeff has been just a very consistent driver around Lernerville here. So all it really does take is one mistake from birthday. I wouldn't count out somebody like Connor, though. He's kind of, he's just kind of stalking the top 3. I know he's pulled up to the door of Gavin a couple times, so there's possibilities here for a little bit of an upset.
Fun fact with Kemper, since we went to Sim Racer Hub, he's never won in the Rebels. We'll take a look at any further stats in just a bit once we get another brief period. 3 wide for the lead though. Chatham downstairs, Kemper in the middle, but Birthday hangs on for now. Chatham, does he possibly throw the slide job on Jeff Kemper? He does not. 4 laps to go, Isaac. A race for 2nd and a race for 4th. Connor Ross starts to close in. And we go look for the race lead again. 3 wide again.
Yep, 3 wide through 1 and 2 here, and Gavin and Jeff are top and bottom here. And I think that top might have the momentum, but Gavin's just rocketing on the bottom right now.
Birthday has not pulled away like we've seen a lot of. He nearly loses it off in turn 2. Here comes Gavin Chatham. 2 laps to go at Lernerville. Can Birthday hang on? Kemper and Chatham are still wing to wing in turn 1. That's just what Birthday needs to see. Ross has gone off track. Ross is off the track. It's a 3-car shootout to determine caution waves. Oh my goodness, we're going to overtime. Birthday has to be fewing inside the race car, and you see it there, it's for Dino.
My bad for the announcer jinx there.
Let's show you everything that happened. First off, this is Steve Maurer after the green flag. We're checking to see if this is a part of the fall off. Nope, it was not. It was clean. So we lost Aiden Young. And we also lost Connor Ross. And as he came back on the race, oh my goodness! As Connor merged back onto the track, there was Dino. Wow. Well, that's overwhelming. And how ironic, the two met up in Canada this past week, and I think it was at Sunset Speedway. And now they're in an accident. Oh my.
Oh no.
To cue the Curb Your Enthusiasm music there, ladies and gentlemen. But we're back to green, though, in overtime. 2 laps to go. Chatham underneath for the race lead, Isaac.
Yep, and it's a 1-lap shootout, I think. Oh, it's a 2-lap. I apologize. But yeah, I think that bottom has something. I think Gavin has something in 1 and 2.
Chatham leads in the white flag. We're on the last lap. Gavin Chatham, Michael Birthday for win 1 of the season. Who it's going to be? Chatham clears. Birthday with 1 last shot at 3 and 4. We saw this in Renegades at Port Royal last week. Oh my goodness! It was too close to call! Michael Birthday by 8 thousandths of a second! What the heck just happened? Unbelievable!
I have no words.
I have no words either. Way too close to call at the line. Birthday per hour timing, 8 thousandths of a second. It differentiates, though, from iRacing just a bit. But Michael Birthday is your winner. Take a look at it once again, Isaac. How in the world did he do it off of turn number 4?
That is the definition of full send if I've ever seen it. That was insane on the top.
Looked a lot like Patrick Spangler, Zach Payne. Oh my goodness. Wow. How close can you get?
Wow.
Let's rewind this and go on to the onboard here with Birthday. And we're going to go slow motion. And they're coming to the line right now. Wow. Oh my gosh. That was insanity. First win of the season for Michael Birthday, and it comes at the Lernerville Speedway. And we are just about ready to go to talk with your top 3, and they are all set to go. Let's begin with Jeffrey Kemper. Jeff, I know it wasn't the win that you wanted tonight, but running up near the front and finishing 3rd, battling for points this season, I know you'll take it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, without a doubt on that. It was a really good run. Too much of stoppage time or driving too slow there, but nice to be able to get a good run going for, a long green flag run, but I'll definitely take it. It was a great showing for myself.
Did you feel like if there was a long run that you would have had anything for Chatham and Birthday?
Maybe on Birthday. He was talking about his tires were feeling like they were going away, but I think Gavin had that inside working really well. He was just kept gaining ground. I didn't even really realize it until I seen him, way out in front of me on the inside. I was like, wow, I guess he's got that working, but the top side is feeling good for me. I kind of had a tight car to start with anyways on the exit, so I don't know if running the inside will work for me or not.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on this great run?
I think Gambler Motorsports, Aiden Young, Young Gun Creations, Cool Ray Heating, Plumbing, Air Conditioning, Link Gear Company, and my family, girlfriend, and friends.
Alrighty, man. Well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Mike, that's Jeff Kemper, our 3rd place finisher. Let's go to Gavin Chatham, our 2nd place finisher, and we'll talk with him. Gavin, did you feel like when you went into turn number 3 that you had the win?
I mean, I felt good about it. I felt like we were rolling the bottom really, really well, and I knew it was going to pay off in the end. Running that matinee race earlier, and you learn a lot, and that was a huge thing. And everyone jumped to the top, and then I know in that one I gassed it up too much and lost a couple spots, and I was like, no, just stick with the bottom. It'll come in. Everyone will burn their tires up on the top. And I was just talking to Michael, and that's what he was saying. His tires were kind of burnt up, and we had some. If the car felt great on the bottom, I was rolling, and we got back past Jeff, and on that before that previous caution, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good of getting past Michael, and we did, and I felt really good going to 3 and 4. Just don't overdrive it, and I didn't overdrive it. The car felt really good going in the corner, and I thought, okay, just don't spin the tires coming off, and it's a short way to the start finish line at Lernerville, so I was like, we should be okay, and out of nowhere, Michael hit it exactly how he needed to, and he won the race. And congrats to him. That's a heck of a driving by everybody in the top 3 or 4 tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I just want to thank Marty. Thank you for putting on and everyone doing the broadcast here. It's an awesome. You guys do an awesome job. I want to thank Coast to Coast Racing for putting on an awesome league. It's always fun to come out and race. I want to thank Chatham Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, and Northeastern Outlaw Motorsports. I want to thank the fans and my fans, everyone who comes out and supports the races, and hopefully we put on a good show for y'all. Too bad we couldn't be in Victory Lane. I really wanted this one. It's my home track at Lernerville, and I really wanted it bad, but I guess we'll have to wait till next time.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thank you. Have a good night, Marty.
Gavin Chatham, our second place finisher. Michael Birthday, he did exactly what his Training Wheels teammate did at Port Royal last week in Renegades and Patrick Spangler, and he just said, we need a selfie cam on Marty on that finish. We're going to try something out in the Renegades in just a bit. I think we may have something where we can test out, but we'll talk about it later on. To Victory Lane to talk with your winner, though, in Michael Birthday. Michael, can you believe it?
No. I thought I had done throwing it away there. Tires were getting a little unhappy with me, and it was a struggle. That last corner, I can't wait to watch it, because it was sell out full throttle, and she didn't go over.
So you led on the restart, going into the corners. Oh, you just realized you were on 2 wheels after you took the checkers. On the restart.
I think I hit the wall or something.
Yeah, you may have gotten 2 whacks. You may have lost your perfect bonus, but hey, you probably don't care. A win's a win. So, but on the restart, walk us through your perspective, and Chad, I'm taking the lead away from you.
Well, I kept looking at that middle through that whole caution, and I was like, you know what? If I can send it through there, it might stick. But I don't know. Those last 2 restarts, the tires felt completely different than they did the whole race before that. It was like the yellow came out with about 10 to go, and it was all of a sudden I was on a ice skating rink. So I just tried the middle, and it didn't stick. It just probably looked slicker or looked tackier than it was, and he got around me, and I thought it was over at that point too. I full throttled it, spun the tires all the way down the back straightaway.
Yeah, absolutely. And then off of turn number 4, you get the run on Chatham. Did you think you had a chance to win it off of there initially, or no?
I thought he was going to shut the door, and it was going to be ugly, but I'll give him a lot of respect for that. He gave me a lane, and there was just a little tiny bit of tack coming out of 4 real late, and it just caught that and shot me by him. And I'm sure he was excited too, probably full throttle out of the corner, spinning his as well.
Well, we've got it on the double box. That is 9,000ths of a second at Lernerville Speedway, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my!
That is how close. Thanks.
Well, did I get a Marty holler then?
Oh, you got a big one.
Yeah, you got a good one.
I can't wait to watch it back.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to, though, on this one?
Oh, Gavin for a heck of a race. You guys, coast to coast, is always Training Wheels Racing. I didn't have a lot of time to get on this week. Helped me out with some setup stuff. So yeah, we're in the next session, and I hope I can keep it on the track for 35 laps.
Well, we wish you the best luck in Renegades, but enjoy this win as well. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. See
Congrats, Michael.
Thank you.
Your winner tonight. We'll step aside. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Well, we are not live. We are on a replay mode at the moment. But the only reason why we're on replay, we want to show you something funny that I saw when I came into the room. Steven Speed's in practice. I'm showing this to Isaac as well, just so he can see it on the stream.
Wait.
Whee! He went all the way from the front stretch to the back stretch in 5 seconds. Alright, that's all we needed to show you. So, ready to go. These are the Renegades. The Renegades brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. And we're set to continue on here with the action. Mari Scala alongside Isaac Salas and Brandon Dittmer. Brandon's got his camera off for right now.
Hey, Marty, you're frozen, by the way.
Uh-oh. I'm frozen?
On YouTube it is. Oh, nope, it's good now. Alright, sorry about I apologize.
Let me rejoin real quick.
Heart attack there, Isaac.
My bad.
But we get set to go. You're looking at Isaac's screen here at the moment. But now we get ready for the Renegades. Have the drivers now possibly learned something that in the last 2 sprint car races that we have seen on Monday nights? If you're in it to win it, you want to go on the outside.
Apparently that's where the speed's at. But I did like the point that Gavin brought up, and Michael both. They both came up with the point of their tires were destroyed while running the top. So I'm just saying, maybe with these guys, a little bit more knowledge. I know some of them got to run the matinee this afternoon with me, and I think that they know that top's going to eat up tires, especially watching the Rebels and getting to hear their thoughts and their concerns about it. So I'd watch for a lot more guys on the bottom. I'd watch for a lot more preservation, and I think it's going to just make the racing that much better.
Brandon, what are you thinking?
You know, like Isaac mentioned that bottom, but the track's not as far gone as it was when we started the Rebels, so it might not transition so far down there.
Well, we are going to see what happens. There's the Steve King Foundation pace truck. See, the fall-off count is currently at 18. Dean is currently down 2 at the moment. I am up 2. I forgot what Isaac and Brandon predicted.
25.
I predicted 34.
Okay. So you two look like you're in good shape to try and win this one tonight. So
I'm just hoping that it's because the Renegades can be the Renegades, and hopefully nobody falls off.
Heat race number 1, we're about to set to get down, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. And here is how your starting lineup looks. On pole position is the boss, Ross Corina, in car number 10. He starts next to our Rebels winner in Michael Berthay. That's your front row. Row number 2 looks like this. The 91 of Kyle Sargent next to the 77 of Dustin Big Money Sargent. Row 3, the 36 of Barry Golner and the 34 of the captain, Gary Taylor. Row number 4 rounded out the field, the Ayla Outlaw of Preston Cranmer and the 56 of Randy Shreves.
I wish you could hear the talk between the drivers here. Dustin and Kyle are giving each other just a hard time.
Because they're on the same row?
Yep.
I heard as well there was a lot of talk about that finish in Rebels.
Yeah, so far, so far everybody's thought it was a good ending. So hopefully, I think the Renegades are gonna try to put on an even better show. I don't know. It sounds like they're trying to talk about putting a better show on.
Something I actually as well realized on Sunday when I woke up and I was going through my phone, getting all the support and stuff. I never even took a photo, one bit, at the race.
Oh, geez, Louise.
Selfie cam. No, I took it all in just for my eyes. Hey,
there you
that's
go.
what the old school guys did back in the day. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right.
Underway for heat race number 1. Corina gets off with a good jump. Sergeant Berthay. Oh man, Berthay's got a huge head of steam down the back chute after Corina went up the track. Exiting turn number 2. Michael Berthay leads lap 1. They were nearly 4 wide across the line for the 4th position. And Gary Taylor sideways contact with Dustin Sargent. He's taking on for dear life. Ross Corina, though, out in front, Isaac.
Oh, yeah, there goes Dustin. Yep, and that was just all going for the same spot there.
Fall off count number 19 tonight. You've got a race for 2nd and a race for the 4th position. I'll focus on, actually, nope, we won't double box just yet. Gary Taylor, Barry Golner, Preston Cranmer. That's the race for 5th. Taylor a little bit loose off of turn number 4, hanging on to that final transfer spot. Car count, though, is under 24 this evening, so everybody will make the show, Brandon.
Yeah, and everybody's going to make the show, but they're fighting for, like they're not going to. Taylor is not exiting the corners very well, but with Cranmer and Shreves are battling like they are, he's not losing too many position.
Cranmer fighting back on the bottom, looks for the bite, but obviously you see, knows. Oh, Taylor's the wall. Oh, look out. Oh, my goodness. Randy Shreves.
Oh, my Lord.
Randy Shreves trying to look like Simone Biles out there. We've got 1 lap to go. Ross Corina leads, and looks like the boss will start on pole this evening for the 35-lap feature. Checkered waves. Corina wins it. Berthay 2nd, Sargent 3rd. Barry Golner makes the final transfer spot in 4th. But again, like I said, everybody makes the show.
Cow, man. Berthay almost gave it all up. He hit the wall coming out of 4, come to the white.
On the last lap, yep. coming to the last lap even. I'll tell you what, Dustin kind of actually probably enjoyed that because even though he went off and stuff like that, he still finished, I want to say 5th. He did, yeah.
He actually landed it. That's the best part of it all. Here. Streets look, oh man, 2 Tory powdered donuts. I should say he landed on his butt, but that'll take some scores off the judges' scorecards.
Who are the judges? Are we the judges?
Yeah, we're the judges.
All right, all right.
But it's still a 10 in my book.
It's, oh, 100%.
Yes. Heat race number 2. We're about to give you the lineup. Heat 2 is brought to you by Langdon. Starting lineup, Bob DeGood is on pole position, but Bob DeGood goes to the rear, moving Tyler Wilson up to pole. Next to him, the 51 of John Short. Row number 2, your Renegade points leader, the salesman, Blake Chapman, next to the Bruton Beast. That is Jeff Barker. Row number 3, we'll have Trent Verstraeten all by himself. Row 4 all by himself. Last week's winner in his home track, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Jesse Bandy and Bob DeGood both starting from the rear this evening. Receiving heat EOLs. So that high side, Brandon, as we get set to come to green, it's going to have a lot of company after lap number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's going to be fighting to get up there because that's where all the momentum is, to see if Tyler can maybe slide up there and get there. But Patrick in the back, he's got a lot of work to do.
So we're set for the green flag again. Off count currently at 19. Underway. Wilson with a slider early. John Short tries to get the lane. Can he get the drive off turn 2? He cannot. The Macho Man pulls away early. Short looks underneath. Wilson nearly falls off the racetrack. Patrick Spangler, meanwhile, underneath that Jeff Barker for 4th. Doesn't work out. We go to the race for 2nd. Isaac, good one between the teammates.
Yep, and I'm really liking the actual the high side momentum, but the low side, especially during the early stages of a heat race. Very good place to be.
That low line did not come in well, though, for Patrick Spangler, as he is stuck in the 7th position, Brandon. A shocking start for the 39.
Yeah, that bottom side's good for maybe a lap or 2, but after anything longer than that, it's just not going to happen. I did see Patrick get a little loose out of 2 about 2 laps ago, and that's why he did fall back so far.
It's the best race on the track. Trent Verstraeten also a part of it. Bandy shuts the door. Spangler crisscrosses. Tries to throw the slide job in turns 1 and 2. Can he get the bite off the corner? Yes, he can. Tucks in line in front of Bandy. But Bandy may throw a risky slider. He does not have the gap for it, though, Isaac.
Nope, and you need the gap, especially when you guys are all racing this close. And, man, like, that high side. Oh, look at Jeff Barker here. Might go for a slider.
We double box here. The race for 2nd. And Barker, you see, goes for a slider. 3 wide off at turn number 4. Verstraeten underneath on Spangler. And the race for the 4th position. And Verstraeten takes it away. Spangler, though, looks to counter it back.
One last lap to go here.
Good race here coming down to the wire. Tyler Wilson, though, with a 1.2 second advantage on John Short. He'll start outside the front row this evening. Short second. Oh, my goodness, Spangler.
Wow.
That was a slider all the way from hell. He takes the final transfer spot.
Great last lap move. Patrick had a really big run on him coming out of 2 that previous lap, but he dialed it back and waited for that next one to come. Great choice.
So now we move to heat race number 3, brought to you by Top Notch Trucking. Your starting lineup has Gavin Chatham on pole position, next to the 55 of the detective, Steven Spees. Row number 2, the 200 of Jeff Flero, next to the 181 of Jeff Kemper. Row 3, Gentleman Jack Hit in the 217, next to the 31 of Brandon Templeton. And starting from 7th this evening in the Fitz Perfect Photography Machine, the 90 of Jeff Fitzpatrick. Let us know as well in chat who you're rooting for. Hello to Gary Spangler. I'm pretty sure if I look at iRacing in turn number 1, I'm pretty sure I can see Gary on iRacing.
There you go.
Because that's where
That's where he always
camps during Firecracker weekend. Hello to Jockey, who says, great race. Randy Shreves actually asked in chat, do I get a 10 for that one? LOL.
Yeah.
And he says at the same time, that hurt. So they come off at turn number 2. We are set to take the green flag. Heat race number 3 just around the corner. Winner starts inside of row number 2. Gary says no food tonight. He does make good food during Firecracker 100 weekend as well. So. Alrighty, green is out. Chatham with the lead early. Speeds may get the drive off at turn 2. Same with Kemper. Kemper on the binders because Flero shut the door right in his face. But Chatham with a nice corner throws the slider line. 3 wide in the back. Chatham leads lap number 1. Speeds second. Flero third.
Oh, here goes Templeton.
Templeton off. Fall off number 20 on the night. But Chatham off to a good start, Brandon, but here comes Speeds.
Speeds has got that outside rolling, and if he can keep it going, he's going to go right around Chatham. He's got a lot of momentum.
And here comes Jeff Flero in the 200. 2 guys upstairs at the attic lane. Got a bunch of races happening on track. Isaac will double box. Let's show the race for 5th position as well.
I got you. I actually really love the, I'm loving the bottom of 1 and 2 here from what I'm seeing, and the top of 3 and 4 is just where all your momentum's at.
You see Speeds has a run up on that outside for the race. Can he get the run on the 99? Yes, he does. They were wing to wing just barely. Entering turn number 3. Does Chatham shut the door on the 55? He cannot. Speeds takes the lead. 2 to go, Brandon.
Yeah, he's just absolutely rolling. Gavin's having trouble out of the corners, getting a little bit loose, and that's really costing him. And he is just going to fall captive to Speeds and Flero.
Top 4 cars all have a chance to win heat race number 3. Chatham bobbles in turn 2. Speeds takes the race lead back. And Flero and Chatham race for the 2nd spot. Chatham tries to throw the slider. Speeds wins the heat. Flero 2nd, Chatham 3rd, and Kemper 4th.
Kemper almost came up and stole that 3rd place spot.
Whew. So Steven Speeds starts from the inside of row number 2. Preliminary action is in the books for the sprint cars. We'll step aside and take a break. Stay with us at the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Are you listening? Are you missing me like I'm missing you? This just can't be true. Did you have to leave so soon?
When Steve died, the outpouring of love across the country was amazing. We realized we were in a position that no racing family wants to be in. The good that was coming out of that was that these dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation is important to me. It keeps Steve present in what we all do and what we all love, and that's racing.
My favorite memory of Steve was just how nice of a guy he was and how genuine he was.
I'm just sure that Steve would be very honored and thankful for the foundation and how it's honoring his name and all the good that the foundation does.
You go to a racetrack on Saturday, nobody expects to come out of there hurt. Unfortunately, sometimes it does happen. And thankfully we got people like the King family and everybody that's involved with the Steve King Foundation to help these families.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the Stephen King Foundation reached out to me and told me that they had a check. I was absolutely floored. I just thought that they did this for drivers or crew members that got injured. You know, racing, they always say racing's like a big family.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash, found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal. I mean, it's kind of inspired me to start my own foundation within racing.
They were such a caring family, and they wanted to help others, and being able to just be associated with them, to carry on his name, to help other racers and their families to survive in the sport that we love so much has just been a real honor for me.
The thing that gets lost in translation is, yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We are set to go, ladies and gentlemen, for our 35-lap feature at the Lernerville Speedway. Here is your catalytic recovery starting line. On the front row, it's Ross the Boss Corinna in the 10. Next to the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in the 42. Row number 2, it's Steven Spees in the 55. Next to Michael Birthday in the 95. Row 3, John Short in car number 51. Next to the 200 of Jeff Flero. Row number 4, Kyle Sargent in the 91. Next to the 200. Next to the 20 rather, of the salesman, Blake Chapman. Rounding out your top 10, the 99 of Gavin Chatham and the 36 of Barry Golner. Row number 6, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Next to the 181, driven by Jeff Kemper. Row 7, the 77 of Big Money, Dustin Sargent. Next to the 88 of Trent Verstraeten. Row 8 is Gentleman Jacket. Next to the 34 of the captain, Gary Taylor. Row 9, the Bandy Belt Master, Jesse Bandy in the 49. Next to Jeff Fitzpatrick in the number 90. Row 10, the 07 of the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer. Next to the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 11, the 31 of Brandon Templeton. Next to the 56 of Randy Shreve. Rounding out the field this evening is car number 7, driven by Bob DeGood.
I gotta restart my computer, I'll be right back.
So Brandon will step aside briefly. We are just about set to go racing. Isaac, who's your pick to win this evening?
Oh man, when you look at your front few, Birthday just getting the win, Ross being good at Lernerville especially. Oh man, give me Flero from 6th though.
All right, he won the matinee race earlier today. There's a guy out there that won this race last year in the Renegades, and he came oh so close to win at Port Royal last week. Give me the salesman Blake Chapman for the win. Steve King Foundation Pace Trucks in the pit road. We're ready for the Lucy Olson start. Would you rather be right here, right now? It's showtime in the Steel City. Tyler
Look at the
Wilson
run on the high side.
Yeah, Tyler Wilson takes the lead off at turn 2. 3 wide for the 3rd position with Speeds in the middle. It's nearly 4 wide contact between Short and Speeds. It is Wilson 4 wide in turn 1. It was bumper cars out there. A wild race for 3rd, and Birthday takes advantage of it early here, Isaac Salas.
Yeah, and he is flying around the outside here, up into P2. Wilson's up into P3. That's a Training Wheels Racing 1-2 right there. Wow.
Got on the
Shorty.
Down to the 7th position he goes into turns number 3 and 4. Speeds on the outside, takes the bottom step of the podium from Ross Corinna. Birthday with a 13-second lap last time by. and he's all over Wilson for that top spot, Isaac, as we'll double box. You watch the race for third, I'll watch the race for the lead.
I'm loving it. All right, Steven, speed up into that berm. Oh, he might go off here. There he goes.
Fall off count number 21 this evening, and the first yellow flag brought to you by Watson is out.
That fall off all started with him just touching that big old berm that's going into one. As you start your turn in, your cars actually throw dirt right into that spot. And man, when she builds up high. And so if you touch it at all, you're basically monster trucking it around.
We actually had two fall offs there. Jeffrey Kemper was the cause of the yellow flag. So you had one in turn 4 and one in turn 2, which puts the fall off count, in the words of Taylor Swift, 22.
Oh.
Hey, the new Taylor's version album is incredible.
Did you see that video of the stadium that she played at where entire stadium was shaking? Okay, all right.
That was wild. It was an earthquake.
Something I also noticed here in the race, Shorty was running that bottom, and oh boy did he get loose in the hump of 4. I mean, it sticks out if you hit it normally, but man, oh man, did he push and just got crazy loose out of it.
So the field is double file. And because it is a long track and coast to coast, the choose rule is utilized. Wilson selects the top. He and Birthday make up row number 1. Row 2, Ross Corina and Jeff Flero. Row 3 is Blake Chapman next to Trent Verstraeten. More guys moving their way up, as you see on our end. Blake Chapman, Trent Verstraeten, row 3. John Short, Kyle Sargent, row 4. Gavin Chatham, Patrick Spangler round out the top 10. We're going to watch this Mission 22 restart from the Chapman Racing drone. Great restart from Tyler Wilson as he holds serve. Birthday and Corina, that's the race for P2. Flero around the outside, breaks into the podium. Nearly 3 wide. It is 3 wide to turn number 3. Blake Chapman stuck in the middle in that sandwich, and it's Trent Verstraeten that moves into the 4th position. But it's Flero and Birthday for 2nd spot. Birthday comes out with the edge here, Brandon Dittmer.
Yeah, the outsides really come together. Patrick tried the inside, and it worked for maybe a lap or 2, but he just can't get it going. But it's for the most part, it's all top. John Short's down there on the bottom trying to make it work though right now, and he just fell 2 spots.
Not working the best for him as he races Blake Chapman for the 6th spot. Sends it in. Oh man, Short nearly loses it in the center of 3 and 4. He still hangs on to that 7th spot for right now. In front of him though, Chapman and Verstraeten race for 5th. Isaac.
Yep, and like you had said, that bottom isn't really helping. It's just kind of pushing Shorty's car pretty bad here, and it's kind of letting his high side momentum just reel him all around him.
Short decides to dive into 1 and 2, pulls up to him, wing to wing, entering turn number 3. Short throws it on in. Let's double box this one. I'll show you the race for the 3rd spot, and then Isaac can show us that same race. Just develop Corina and Flero off of turn number 2.
Yep, Shorty's keeping pace on the bottom here. That high side momentum is kind of reeling him around.
Oh my goodness, Jeff Flero!
For Flero!
Up into space, we go to yellow. Heavy crash for the Glenn Steyers Racing 200 machine.
Just a touch too high.
Here's a look. This was wild. Yep, too high, rear ends it, 360s up on his lid, loses the top wing.
You gotta wonder if Blake Chapman got any damage from that.
Let's ride on board with Flero, and then we'll ride on board with Blake Chapman. Just nothing he could have done about that, Isaac.
Yeah, absolutely nothing, especially when you're that close. It's the risk you run being behind somebody, but man, oh man, that was a hard lick right there.
Code Brown moment.
Absolutely, man.
Hang on, let's watch in super slow-mo. And show you Blake, see if he suffered any damage in that. If you see any sparks, right here, just clip the top wing. And that'll probably be 2X for Blake Chapman. Obviously, we have no idea. So 12 laps complete. The Macho Man has led every lap so far. He selects the outside. Him and Michael Berthay make up row 1. Row 2, Ross Corina and Blake Chapman. Row 3, Trent Verstraeten and John Short. Row 4, Patrick Spangler and Jack Hitt. Rounding out your top 10 is Gavin Chatham and Jesse Bandy. Time for another mission 22 restart. Great jump. Berthay caught sleeping. This could have out Blake Chapman to second. He actually just got pinch shot and could lose 2 spots, maybe 3. It's 3 wide. A lot of drivers stack up. 3 by 3. Is this Indy or something, guys? I don't know. 4 wide off in turn 4. Verstraeten in the 7th position. Oh my, this is wild. Jack Hitt nearly touches with Verstraeten. Patrick Spangler has made his way into the top 5, but can't make the pass work. Oh, head up in the wall barely. Look out. Chatham's around. Yellow comes out. Oh, Fitzpatrick caught up in it. Gary Taylor, Bob D. Good. Taylor stays on 2 wheels, so he does not get added on the fall-off count. You could just see that coming, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when they start getting like right in line here. All it takes is one little checkup.
Slight contact with Jesse Bandy. And around went the guy, a 360. Was able to keep it going, then Fitzpatrick just nailed him, and that should likely send the driver of the 99 to the pits. There you see it, the fuel bar damage. Let's right on board with the driver of the 99. Right there was the contact with Jesse. And Fitzpatrick then came in with the ARCA brakes.
Tell you what, though, I don't know if Patrick has a rear view mirror on his car, but if he does, he is absolutely loving what's happening behind him.
I'll tell you what, something I've noticed here, and it goes back to kind of what we talked about in the heat races here. That bottom, 1-2 laps here, man, oh man, I think I saw 3 guys that made up 2 spots in a lap, and then yeah, that high side momentum just keeps on coming. There is a lot of tack right up on the edge, so I mean, you run the risk, but there is tack up there.
Set for this restart, no change really amongst the drivers here. As we come back to the green flag. Wilson holds serve. Berthay to second. Chapman to third. Spangler to fourth. Coretta all the way down to fifth. It's Verstraeten. And short Verstraeten's off the racetrack. Ball off count 23. Barker's number 24. Yellow lights come back on. Let's get you a good angle of this one. We'll go from the TV2 shot. Entering turn 3. Just simply goes off. Barker will come in here slightly. You didn't see it there, but we should have something with the Brute to be right here. Simply went off as well and rear ends the fencing. So we're just about halfway home here. I think we're going to come to white flag this time by. With Wilson and Berthay, your front row. Blake Chapman, Ross Corina, row number 2. Patrick Spangler, John Short, row number 3. Steven Spies, Jack Hitt, row 4. Then Dustin Sargent and Jesse Bandy round out the top 10. Biggest mover of this race so far is Brandon Templeton. He started 21st. He's up to 11th. That caution flag did come out before the lap was counted. So starting lineup remains the same except for the two that spun. Here we go back to green. Great jump from Tyler Wilson. Now let's watch Corinna here closely. Spangler all the way downstairs. That's 3 wide for the third spot. Oh my goodness, what a run for Corinna. Crisscrosses inside, slide job for second. You bet. The boss to P2. Birthday counters back. They bang wheels into turn 1. Birthday slides up. Back into the 2 spot he goes. But here comes Corinna, Isaac.
Yep, here comes the slider right back at him. See if he'll throw a crossover. He tries, but here comes Shorty as well.
Corinna again on the slider line. Oh man, nearly got Tyler Wilson. Birthday's got a huge run entering turn 3, but he decides to let off. Oh, Birthday with contact from John Short rather. Oh my, big wreck, Chapman's involved. We go to yellow. No, we stay green for now. But the 2 KSR drivers take each other out. And a big moment in this race for the championship points leader.
Oh, Short got hard into the outside wall and Blake had nowhere to go.
Take a look. Two wheels. Wow, right at us. Man, how did Blake not get any more damage than that when he gets the fencing and then that guardrail? Here's another angle. There it is on 2 wheels. And I believe this is what warranted the yellow, the spin out right there. Right on board we are with your points leader. This is big, guys, for Patrick Spangler to close in, like we talked about last week at Port Royal.
Patrick's been doing a great job of navigating this field and just being patient and waiting for his spots.
Something else to see here. This is 3 out of the top 4 here are TWR. So he has help, has teammates.
They're looking for the sweep this evening. Wilson and Corinna row 1, Spangler and Birthday row 2, Bandy Spees row 3, Hit Templeton row number 4, Kemper and Dustin Sargent round out the top 10. We're back to the green flag. Wilson holds serve once again. Corinna tries to slide jump for the race lead. Oh, they touch. Wilson saves it. Corinna saves it. Oh, my Birthday. Around he goes. Kullock's Gavin Chatham. Big one breaks out in turn 3.
Oh,
so many good cars involved.
Bandy on his lid.
What are we having? 7 to the fall off counter now?
Let's show you what happened. Corinna threw a nasty slider, and it just stacked everybody up right here. Bandy pushed off track, that's 1. Chatham's 2. And let's watch from our aerial shot of the aftermath here. You had Kemper spin in turn number 2, so that's 3. That is 4 on the fall off count. I'm giving that a 4. So the fall off count is at 30.
Jeez. Oh, the lights are already out too.
So we're going green this time by. No onboards to show you, unfortunately, as we've got no time for them. We're single file with Wilson in the lead. This is what he wants, but he's blinking. Not what Corinna wants to see. Corinna tries the middle line. Now the question is, because he's been rock and rolling on that top shelf, has he saved tires? Spangler, I believe, has been on the low line a lot more. Hit and speeds for P4 here, Brandon.
Yeah, they're really going at it right now. And Dustin Sargent's trying to make his way a little bit on the middle lane, kind of. He's going to fall in line right there, and this is going to be a great battle to the finish here.
How about the guy as well that did a gymnastics move in his heat race? As I say that, he's on 2 wheels. Randy Shreves up into 7th. John Short has crashed it.
Another caution.
And we go to yellow once again with 11 to go.
Is that Shorty and Templeton?
We'll take a look here and show you. We know it's the 51, and he's got wing damage from the prior yellow. This may be Birthday and Short. Let's take a look. Short goes off the track, rear ends the wall hard. As Templeton caught up, that's a yellow. And that may be a quick repair for the KSR ride. So speaking of Templeton, we are at 31 on the fall-off count now. Way too high with that right rear sneaker. You see he is in the work area alongside Barry Goldner. You can see the wing damage on that 51. So check and see if this is double. This is double.
Final one.
You're right. So it's Wilson and Corinna row 1, Spangler and Spees row 2, Hitt and Dustin Sargent row 3, Shreves and Kyle Sargent row 4, and Verstraeten and Preston Cranmer round out the top 10. A 10-lap shootout at Lernerville Speedway. Here we go. Good restart from Tyler Wilson. He holds serve, but you know Corinna likes to test it out underneath. Can't get the drive at the corner, but here comes Spangler down to the gap of a car length behind Ross Corinna. Oh, Dustin's off the track. And that brings the yellow back out. Oh, Kyle Sargent in the aftermath. A spin, and it also involves Trent Verstraeten.
Both the Sargent brothers.
Lernerville is just eating people up on the high side.
Trent just kind of came up into Kyle there as caution came out and sent him around.
Nice 360. There you see the Steve King Foundation pace truck makes its way back out. Luckily, no damage for Dustin, so he does not need a quick repair for sure. So 32 on the fall-off count. We've stopped the field just so the pace truck can catch back up. But now that we have, I believe, 8 laps to go now when we come back to this green flag, guys. Is this one where it's just going to be a sprint to the fin? Is this one where you're going to go all out here, no matter what your tire life is at? Whoever wants to take this?
I don't know, man. That top's treacherous. We've seen it eat guys alive. I think the guys that have saved their tires are on the bottom a little bit. I think they got something here in these last 8. I know that tires have been actually cycling, as crazy as that is, and it's been wild to have them cycle on you, because you know you might feel fine and then the restart after you. Yeesh.
Don't forget, coming up next is our GT3 race at Circuit Gil Villeneuve. Single file restart with the Macho Man leading, looking for win 1 on the year. Back to the green. Wilson holds serve. Spees looked underneath Spangler. Caught some time. As they make their way into turn number 3. Nobody wants to use that low line. It tries on Spees for the 4th spot, but doesn't work out. 8 laps to go here. What does it take for Corinna to close in on Wilson here, Brandon?
He just needs Wilson to make some mistakes. They are running really even right now, and he's not losing time, but he's not getting in contact.
Dustin Sargent. They have crashed. We stay under the green flag.
A little bit of contact between Spees and Spangler as well.
They both kept it going.
That holds them up big time. The gap between Corinna and Spangler now at a second. Let's double box. I'll show you the race for the lead. Isaac will show you the race for P3.
Oh yeah, sure. I was focused on my man. I was out here watching the recovery drive for Blake, but yeah, this P3 battle here. I think if Patrick could just not make any mistakes here, he has it. Spees is kind of having a little bit of difficulty up in 1 and 2, and I think it's just letting a little bit.
4 laps to go here at Lernerville Speedway. As Wilson continues to blank. Oh, Jack hit trying to send
Jack
it
hit
in.
the inside.
Contacts the berm, and he loses 4th to Spees, and maybe even more, possibly to the hard charger and Randy Shreves. 3 laps to go, Brandon.
And Tyler is pulling away from.
Oh, hang on,
caution.
Fitzpatrick. That brings out the yellow, and this could change everything. And we're hearing the yellow's actually for Kyle Sargent, but Jeff Fitzpatrick slowing in turns 1 and 2. Here's a look at what happened to the 91. It was just outside the top 10. Make it fall off count number 33. Oh boy, Dittmer.
Jeez, Dittmer.
I told you, you were too low.
On board with Kyle.
I'll tell you what.
Go ahead, Isaac.
I would like to reiterate that though. Blake Chapman is starting to have a little bit of a recovery drive after having that earlier incident here. And if he can have something with Randy, and I know that Jack has made a couple mistakes these past few laps, you know, he might be able just to almost salvage himself, maybe even a top 5, top 7 right now.
So Brandon, here's what should happen. If you hit it 34 on the spot, Roger deserves to give you a medal. It doesn't matter.
Broadcaster of the week.
Just for guessing. Yes.
Color of the week. There you go.
I'm
That'll
kidding,
be
I'm
it.
kidding, I'm
Color of the week. It's all fun and games till there's one person on the last lap, turn 4, right off the outside.
Yeah, honestly, it's probably the only award I win this entire season. So
Yeah, join the club. Join the club.
You've already won 2 races this season. Come on now.
Here we go with 2 laps to
Back
go.
to green.
Can Wilson hang on, or do we get a stunner in Corinna and Spangler? About to find out. We're back to the green. Wilson holds serve and starts to increase that lead barely on Ross Corinna. White flag is out, 1 to go for the 42. We stay under the green flag. Ross Corinna may have something for Tyler Wilson. Does Corinna possibly throw the slide job going into turn number 3? Corinna tries underneath on Tyler Wilson. It's not going to be enough. The Macho Man takes the win at Lernerville. Corinna 2nd, Spangler 3rd, Spees 4th, hit 5th, and it's a training wheels lockout of the sprint cars tonight.
Ross almost gave up 2nd to Patrick with that move.
I know. Real close.
Hard charger tonight, Randy Shreves, all the way from 22nd to finish in the 6th position. And Tyler Wilson gets to park it up on victory lane. We'll talk with your top 3 in just a bit, and Patrick Spangler does get to close in again on Blake Chapman's lead, where I believe we'll be at the point where we have a new points leader possibly. We'll just have to double check and see.
What was the final fall-off count?
The
33.
final fall-off count, that's a great point. We're going to have to double take a look, see if we had anything else happen. We've got 33 as of right now.
Well, while you get the interviews, I'll go take some watching.
Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Kyle Sargent on a replay. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Did Brandon actually hit 34? Oh, nope, he did not.
You got real close, buddy.
That was just a spin. He did not fall off. I am sorry, Brandon, but you are one off. So
that was a dang good guess, though.
Yes, it was. Very good guess. All right, we've got your top 3 ready. Let's begin with Patrick Spangler. Patrick, walk us through your race tonight and the positives you take away.
Yeah, pill draw lady wasn't very nice. And then I was trying the bottom, and the set I have just doesn't hit the bottom very well here. And I got me behind the 8 ball there, but got 4th on the last lap. And then the feature, same thing. I'm just going to be strong up top, and I was able to pick off some cars down low. Been nice if seems like since this new update we have like at least 7 cautions a race. So if you can cut those down, I think it'd be better racing, and I'd be able to get more of a rhythm. But happy to bring home a 3rd here and see Tyler get his first Renegades win.
How tough was the high side tonight? It seemed like once it came in the Renegades, nobody could pass anywhere, but in the Rebels, we saw a lot more passing.
Yeah, there's no, like with this new update, there's no cushion. You can't fill it anymore like you could last build. So it's very hard to get a feel for it up there. And then the setup I had just wanted to push. I couldn't really make the bottom work. Needed somebody to either mess up or get a run and then throw a haymaker on them and slide up in front of them. So lucky. It was all on where you placed on the restarts too, because that one restart, I think it restarted 6th, and I would have been 4th, but then it put Ross back ahead of me because it's went to the last complete lap. So it's a lot of how the cautions played out and just not going over the edge.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just you for the awesome broadcast each week, and the other guys that are in there with you. I think Brandon, Dean, Isaac tonight. Roger for Run the League, Triangles Racing, Tyler getting his big win tonight. Dad, Uncle back home watching. Speeds for when we got hooked up there, I got into the wall and he didn't plow me over. We got it back going, kept her straight. So yeah, a lot of respect up front, and hopefully we can cut down the cautions next week and talk to you again.
All right, we'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thanks.
Good job, Patrick.
Patrick Spangler, our 3rd place finisher. Ross Corona, meanwhile, finished in 2nd. Ross, what more did you need for Tyler Wilson there at the end?
No, I just basically needed him to make a mistake, and I just don't. He was zoned in tonight. I don't think he was going to make it. Just, I don't know, maybe a little better on the restarts there, but I don't know. I think it was just his night to take the win there.
Past the halfway point as well, you tried that slider on the restart on Tyler. Did you feel like you had that landed off of turn 2 or not?
You know, honestly, no. Luckily it didn't take me, Tyler, and Patrick all out because I don't know. I thought maybe he was going to actually be gone before I got up there, honestly. But I don't know. I guess I got a good run on the bottom, and I don't know if he slipped up a little on the top and it slowed him up. But he was running it pretty good all night long. So I kind of actually figured I'd kind of slide in right behind him, and then kind of keep Patrick off of the top because it's so hard to start on the bottom when your leader's starting on the top because you can't see obviously with that wing in the way. So timing thing, and then try to strategize to almost work as a blocker, you know.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I'd like to thank Velocity Race Design M9 Performance for the setups, Bar Outdoors, the guys over at Phantom Motorsports, Vanderbilt guys, Weichel Sportswear, obviously you guys for putting on the show, and then everybody behind the scenes running the league, keep this thing going.
All right, man, we'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's Ross Corona, our 2nd place finisher. Now we go to Victory Lane to talk with a first-time Renegades winner, Tyler Wilson. How does this feel?
Oh, man. That was a blast. I like starting 2nd and just having a nice lead the whole race. That was awesome.
Definitely was. Yes, you kept the car on the high side. Obviously, that was the place to be. But did you feel like that anyone had a chance to get you on the middle or low groove?
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I felt miserable on every restart. It was taking me about 2 laps to where I could get to feeling comfortable on the top side again. So I just figured one of those restarts, you know, Ross was going to finally get that position in 1 and 2. And I was just going to struggle to catch him the rest of the night. But luckily, I mean, things just kind of went my way and was able to hold the lead out of 2, you know, just about every restart there. And then, you know, I felt like if they were going to pass me, they were going to have to go out of their comfort zone. So it just kind of, starting up front definitely helps. That's for sure.
Well, next week on the schedule, if I double check properly, next week for you guys is Cedar Lake. What's the outlook look like in that one?
Oh, I don't even know that I've run it on this new build. I know it used to be extremely top dominant prior to this new build. I guess I don't necessarily expect that to change. So yeah, I think you're going to see the Patricks and the Kyle Moonins and guys like that just rip the top so well. I think you're going to see them really shine next week. But we're gonna see if we can start second again and keep them all behind us.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Oh, all the fellas over at Training Wheels. I kind of put a little more effort in this week to tweaking around and building my own setup than I really ever had in the past. I wasn't even sure if I was going to run it just because I had no confidence in it. Said, what the heck, ran it. So this win feels extra good just for the fact that I kind of built what I ran, but definitely had some input from Patrick and Michael and those guys over at Training Wheels. So I definitely want to thank them. Obviously, you guys for putting on the broadcast. This is going to be one of my favorite ones to go back and watch. That's for sure. And then, Roger for putting the league on, and just, I love showing up every Monday to this thing and seeing what we can do.
All righty, man. We'll let you go. Enjoy this one. Congratulations on the win.
Hey, thank you very much.
Tyler Wilson, the winner. He is an Extreme eSpeed TV victory lane tonight. Pop up your official results from the evening. Tyler Wilson, the winner. Ross Corina, second. Patrick Spangler, third. Steven Spees, fourth. Jack Hitt, fifth. Randy Shreve, sixth. Blake Chapman, seventh. John Short, eighth. Brandon Templeton, ninth. And Michael Berthay rounds out the top 10. 21st was Jeff Flero. 22nd, Gavin Chatham. And 23rd, Jeff Kemper. We're going to step aside and go to break. And when we come back, it's GT3 Racing from Circuit Gil Villeneuve. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olson, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We get ready to go here. The GT3 Roadrunners at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Quebec. We're looking forward to this one. Mariscal alongside Isaac Salas and Brandon Dittmer. We've got 8 drivers with us, so if you're in and you're watching, there is still time to join in. So we've got, let me check here the time here on qualifying. We've got under 8 minutes of qualifying left to go. We'll pop up the time here on your screen so you can see at home. And as always, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. Again, as always, we're glad you could join us in the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Jockey was happy to see Tyler Wilson take the checkered flag here.
Always a pleasure to have some Tyler Wilson fans in here.
Yes,
other than Brandon.
To see him get his first career Coast to Coast win as well. That was awesome.
Yes, sir. Oh, also, before I forget, good luck to some of my friends that are racing in the World of Outlaw late models tonight. That starts tonight.
Oh yeah, round number 1, right?
Yes, sir, at Volusia. That should be a lot of fun.
I believe as well my buddy Chase Rodman is calling the races tonight on iRacing. So looking forward to seeing him in a couple weeks when the Outlaws come to Weed Sport.
I believe that is Chase Rodman that's calling him. So always a pleasure to have some people that we know. But yeah, to this, I mean, I'm liking the GT3s a little more each time we do it. I'm still not too strong in them, to say the least. But I'm not too far off the pace in practice time, so.
Yeah, this can be a very tough course for drivers here. So.
Yeah, she's very tight quarters, very technical track as well.
Let's go double box here real quick.
Oh yeah, on the guy that just came out of the pits.
Yeah, and also bear with me here too. I'm trying to test something out here.
Okay, time to test it.
Testing out the double box. We're still working on flows. I'm also trying to figure out a way here to go side by side.
Really? That? Oh yeah. Instead of like. I need to quit talking. I'm missing my breaking points.
Obviously, all you guys are seeing right now is just bear with us. We're still testing things out. We may just what was I gonna say? We may just have to go to a full screen break during times here. Since we got 8 guys here tonight, it's gonna be tough for us to talk about stuff. So, like I said, you'll just have to bear with us for just a little bit while we talk about the racing here.
Tell you what, once these things get sliding, they do not like to stop sliding.
Oh yeah, no, I'd learned the hard way.
Yeah, when they slide, they don't. They like to freak out on you. I remember that when we were doing the Daytona 24, and that happened to me. So they can be a handful, that's for sure. So, but nice views here, St. Lawrence River on the island of Notre Dame. You're watching Bob DeGood, who's currently the quickest on the racetrack. Just ran a pole lap of a 1:39.04. We'll actually turn off our bottom line for right now and see how everyone's doing. Peter Thompson in Sector 2. The quickest of anyone in Sector 2 as you ride on board with him. Nice job going through the champion's corner across the line. Is he the quickest? He's slower in Sector 3. Check on the lap. He goes to the top. 1:38.95 for the Porsche of Peter Thompson.
So since we are somewhere in the topic of it, I mean, F1 GT, kind of close. First off, very happy to see McLaren up that high again.
Yes, that was a great British Grand Prix. The upgrades that Zach Brown made to the team was incredible. Happy for Lando Norris to finish second in his home race. Lewis Hamilton got a third. Nobody though can top Max Verstappen.
Yeah, this looks unbeatable. I was actually super impressed with Piastri. Like if that safety car didn't come out, I don't know. I think Piastri might have had himself a podium as well.
Yeah, possibly. Good choice here. Piastri may have had something. I was hoping that we would see the crazy racing like we saw in last year's British Grand Prix, because that was my favorite F1 race ever.
That was a really good race.
We didn't get up near the front, but yes, it was a really good race.
Ah.
So just under 90 seconds to go here in qualifying. Bob DeGood, quickest of anyone in Sector 2. Here he comes to the start-finish line. This looks like a great lap. Does he go to pole? I don't think he did. It does not count. It was voided because he either made contact or went off track in his number 7 Porsche. Cullen Johnston looking to better his lap time as he works in Sector 3. He goes past the longest straightaway on the racetrack into the champion chicane. Across the line, a much better lap for Cullen Johnston, and he goes 141.82, so he stays 7th quickest. Jeff Barker, the Brewerton Beast, in the 513, his Porsche. Currently green in Sector 1, so he currently has a better lap going. He approaches the hairpin, but slower in the corner as of right now. See if he can approach something better. Preston Cranmer could be approaching something better too, as he was better in Sector 2, but he was slower in Sector 1. Final seconds of qualifying underway. Barker will get this lap off and up in time. See if he's better in Sector 3. He is not, so we'll stay slower for right now. And here comes Preston Cranmer. Longer lap here, so we'll stay off the pace. As his lap time was at a 2:21. And so that will do it for qualifying, as Peter Thompson will start on pole position tonight. Connor Rosswan is currently at a 2:10. Not have a chance at the pole, and that will do it, as we are 1 minute over the 10-minute spot. Apparently we'll keep things going here for right now. So, but while we are at it, gentlemen, wishing you guys the best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate you, young man.
I'll meet you guys for right now. If you guys DNF, we'll bring you back in, all right?
That works.
Start on pole. One more chance to beat his lap time. It's still considered on track. He'll bring it into pit road, and that will do it for this qualifying session, and we should be set to grid here any moment. So let's meet the field of 8 here. Here is how they will line up. Peter Thompson starts on pole. His pole time of 1:38.954. Next to Connor Ross, who was about 600 shy of taking pole position. Row number 2 is Bob DeGood in the 7. Next to the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 3 features the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in car number 83. Next to the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in car number 07. Rounding out the grid, it's Cullen Johnston in the number 13. Next to the Salsa Man, Isaac Salas. Slide Job is in car number 5. And let's break down Circuit Gilles Villeneuve while we're at it in Montreal, Quebec. Located on the island of Notre Dame in Montreal. 2.71 miles. Has hosted... is obviously the home of the Canadian Grand Prix, but has also hosted the World Sports Car Championship, the Champ Car World Series, the Penny Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Rolex Sports Car Series. And we will go green this time. This is a shortened pace lap. 45 minutes on the clock. Drivers will have to pit once, like we saw in Canada at Mosport. But we're ready for the green, the final Canadian race before we go overseas to Europe. into the champion's corner. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? We're ready for the Lucy Olsen start. A Porsche and a Ferrari will bring us to the green, and Peter Thompson and Connor Ross. Round number 2 from Canada is set to go. Go, go, go. Down into turn number 1, Connor Ross comes out with the advantage, but oh, he overshoots the corner. He has to stop. Peter Thompson takes the lead, an easy corner to overshoot in Virage Senna. And that gives Peter Thompson the race lead as they make their way into turns number 3 and 4. Thompson with about a 2-car length advantage over Bob DeGood, followed by Jeff Barker in 3rd, Preston Cranmer in 4th, Isaac Salas rounds out the top 5. Making their way into the right-hander in turn number 5 before 6 and 7. And Salas doesn't want to make a mistake early here at the start. He stays locked and tight behind Cranmer in that 07. Now they go down into sector number 2, approaching that first DRS zone that you normally see in Formula 1. Into turns 8 and 9, Thompson comes out with the advantage. Now into the hairpin. Turn number 10, a very, very tight hairpin as well. Big overtaking opportunity that you could see later on tonight. Now they're going down the casino straight before the Wall of Champions. You watch the race for 4th. Isaac Salas looks to get the draft off of Preston Cranmer, but has to get into his braking zone, so won't be able to make the pass. You see Cranmer stays patient and conservative. And it's Peter Thompson that leads the opening circuit. Bring up the track map here on your screen to show you where your favorite driver is on the racetrack. Best we can give it to you for right now. You will have a new winner this season as Bob Light is not here. Neither is last week's winner in Dan McLaren. It was a great race last week between McLaren and Light until Light had internet issues that disconnected him from the race. There you see Salas all over Preston Cranmer. See right on board Preston Cranmer. Salas with the outbreak, entering the right-hander in turn number 8, then 9. Now approaching the Dodge hairpin. Preston stays defensive. Isaac again with the outbreak, but does not want to hit that 07. It's Salas with a lower exit. Here's a run. Salas looks for the slipstream. Can he make the pass here? No, he cannot. Does not want to make a mistake here this early, but Cranmer hops the curbing. Brandon Dittmer with reports that he has crashed in the number 83, and he is bringing his Ferrari Evo GT3 to pit lane. You see the front end damage on his ride. Let's take a look at a replay and show you what happened to the Spider Monkey. And this appears to be out of turn number 2. And he just had too much throttle on corner exit. So Dittmer brought his ride down into the pits. And there you see your race leader, Peter Thompson, in the Porsche, with about a 2-second advantage on Bob DeGood early. Jeff Barker currently runs in the 3rd spot. Preston Cranmer 4th. Isaac Salas 5th. Bad exit for Isaac Salas. allowing Preston Kramer to pull away. Let's ride on board here for a lap with Slide Job. We're able to refresh our stream decks here. See the gears on your screen. Nearly gets into the Audi of Cranmer. Nearly runs in the back of the 07. Very close call. That slipstream. See that wall of champions. It's been a lot of drivers' races. It's been the best battle on the racetrack for a long while now. But we're currently 7 minutes into this one. Out of 45, Peter Thompson currently leads by 2.2 seconds. We're going to step aside as we go side by side for the first time tonight.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Welcome back here to Circuit Gale Villeneuve. Peter Thompson continues to lead, a 3-second advantage, but we've got a race for the 4th spot. Connor Ross trying to rebound after he had the issue on lap number 1 in turn 2 where he overshot the corner and cut through, had to make a stop and go in that corner to get back going, and he's got a nice draft down the casino straight. Let's ride on board with him. Nearly gets in the back of the Audi and Preston Cranmer through the Wall of Champions chicane. Side still at the Outlaw go. New quickest lap of the race a couple moments ago. Peter Thompson with a 1:38.30. Isaac Salas off the track once again as he cut through, and that is an 8 and 9. But Thompson continues to lead. Cranmer wants to try and pull away from Connor Ross. Let's compare the last 5 laps between the two. You see how it looks right there. Slower car than Cranmer the entire way. Ross was better by 3 seconds last lap. After Preston went off track for about 2.3 seconds. Connor looks for a run. He's got the draft. Stays side by side. Preston on the outbreak on Connor. Connor decides not to go for it, with it being this early in the race. So Porsche currently 1, 2, 3 at the moment, and the Ferraris are having a rough day. Last week at Mosport, there were so many Ferraris in the field. Porsches have now matched the Ferraris, and it's currently Porsche 1, 2, 3, which is not what any of the Ferrari drivers expected. You see Connor again, wanting to stay patient. And last lap, a 1:40.51 as you see Preston. Shallow entry going into turn number 2 opens up a possible chance for Connor, but Preston with a much better exit. Connor could get something here with a little bit of a draft, but this is a tough place to make a pass here. Oh man, that's tight. Connor has to let Preston go. If Connor wants to make a pass in the Ayla Outlaw, the best place to do it is in the hairpin. If Connor can have a much better corner here, which he does, nearly gets to the back of Preston Cranmer. Let's watch this hairpin closely. Half-second advantage, though. Does Connor look underneath? He does not, but watch Connor closely. See if he can get a draft down the casino straight. Preston's pulling away. Brandon Dittmer just had an accident a couple of moments ago. That appears to be in the same spot he had his accident earlier. And Isaac Salas starts to close in on him for that 7th position. Let's take a look. On board with the Spider Monkey. Came to a stop, and when he caught the grass, he nearly went around. So we will have 2 battles on your screen. We're going to double box here. Right on board with Isaac as for the 7th spot takes place in the bottom right of your screen. With Isaac driving, and then you watch the race for 4th between Preston and Connor. Ooh, Connor has a run, looks right. But Preston with a much better entry. Everyone's staying neck and tooth as things stand. You see the race in the hairpin. Ooh, bad exit for Preston. Watch Connor, see if he can get that slipstream. Salas all over Dittmer on the bottom right for that 7th position. And those are the 2 best battles on the racetrack. Peter Thompson, meanwhile, a 6-second lead on Bob DeGood. And Thompson is just about half a sector away from approaching lap traffic as Ross and Cranmer touch for the first time in this battle. Let's compare these sectors here. Pull down the bottom line for right now. Cranmer better by a 1/4 of a second last time by. Saw a couple moments ago, Salas and Dittmer side by side down that casino straight. See if this can work out, and Ross nearly hits Cranmer and goes into the grass and loses some time. Let's watch the battle on your screen. Somehow Dittmer with successful defense, I think Salas let him go, but Salas had the preferred line entering that Wall of Champions chicane. There you see how the gap looks between Dittmer and Johnston. Johnston the slower car actually compared to Brandon Dittmer. Why don't we look at the time delta and show you the last 10 laps here. They're still side by side. That's Dittmer and Salas. We want Johnston and Dittmer. It's changed all around these last couple of laps. Oh no! There goes Salas. He just lost it. Tough break for him in what was a great battle. Let's take a look and show you what happened once again. Did he just catch the grass barely? He was in the draft. Oh, he caught the wall in the grass at the same time. Just lost control. Front end damage off the number 5 ride. So that puts him further back once again. No battles happening on the track at the moment. Peter Thompson continues to lead. The gap now 7.3 seconds on Bob DeGood. Jeff Barker third, Preston Cranmer fourth, Connor Ross rounds out the top 5. Let's go side by side once again here.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olson, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
Race on the track for 6 starting to heat up, but we had a lot of moments break out as we are past the halfway point here in round number 5 of Monday Night Madness GT3 Roadrunners. Marty Sakala here with you as you watch Brandon Dittmer and Isaac Salas race. This is the race for the 6th position. A lot of moments, though, broke out while we were side by side. Let's take a look at... Actually, let's hold the thought here as you see Dittmer having fun with Salas as they're trying to block each other. Let's take a look at a couple things here. Big changes in the battle will go immediately right to you. First off, this was Colin Johnston. It was after the straight. Lost it. I think he wheel hopped. I don't know the corner. And then you saw this. This was Connor Ross. Doing the first chicane. I believe he just crashed once again. He did. Lost the front bumper on that 35. Our drivers here have a couple quick repairs they can use. And this was Dittmer entering the hairpin. Oh, and both Isaac and Dittmer just went off. Let's check on that momentarily. This was Connor Ross who crashed moments ago. This is going in the hairpin. Also went off the track. Don't know how you consider that a crash. But this just happened moments ago between my two broadcast partners. Both of them off the track. Obviously, Brandon cannot pass Isaac. But that is the race for the 6th spot. Let's double box and ride on board here with Salas. There you see the two on your screen. I'm in the middle. And Salas is all over behind Dittmer. Look at the two smiling. They're just having fun with each other. All right, now boxes for... Oh, Brandon way loose. Hang on there, Spider Monkey. And then the wall, and there they both go. These are just highlights for you, folks. Isaac gets away from it clean as he goes down the medium straight. But both of them have damage. Brandon caught the wall, gets into Isaac, and that's a hard shot. Somehow Isaac was able to find a way to save it. Now we were on board with Isaac. Let's run on board with Brandon. All replays you see in here are brought to you by Malcolm Mills Mill Writing. We have been seeing pit stops as well. Pit stops did take place earlier. Everyone has made a pit stop. Peter Thompson pitted on lap number 17. He is working lap 18 at the moment. It was about a 17, 18 second pit stop for fuel, and he was away. We've got under 15 minutes left in this one at Montreal. While we are at it, let's give you the schedule for what's coming up, brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Tomorrow night we've got Trucks Tuesday at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Wednesday night, another edition of the Hometown Heroes at Eldora, followed by Xfinity Series at New Hampshire. Thursday night is Thursday Night Thunder at Kokomo for the Dirt Mods, and the Cup Series is at New Hampshire. Sunday night, the Pro Late Models head to Cedar Lake. And then Monday night next week for Monday Night Madness, we also head to Cedar Lake. Let's update that graphic for you. There you go. Looks nice and beautiful now and proper. All right, we've been told to bring them back. I was watching you two having fun out there.
Could you tell? We were having a blast.
I saw your smiles. We popped them up on screen.
It was fun, man. Somebody was keeping me from getting the groceries here. I was trying to get by him.
Yeah, you two look like.
Oh
you guys
man,
were
that was
having
funny.
fun. Yeah.
I had a blast. I don't know. I could hear Brandon start laughing. Every once in a while, I hear, "Oh no!" It almost crashed laughing so hard at him.
Yeah, I saw both of you guys laughing. That was pretty funny.
And it was good. It's fun out there, actually. It's a blast. It's challenging.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, is it challenging.
I could tell, that's for sure, so. But Peter Thompson continues to lead. The gap 12.5 seconds on Bob DeGood. Jeff Barker in third. Preston Cranmer fourth. Connor Ross in fifth. Colin Johnston sixth. Those are the only two drivers on the racetrack. Now, guys, we'll go Isaac first, followed by Brandon, because Isaac's ahead. What's the key? What's the key to having success here? Why is Peter Thompson running faster laps than everybody else?
I think the big thing is number one, he's been so smooth that he has the tire life left. Something I noticed that if you got your brakes too hot, oh boy, were you in trouble. Or if you got the tires too hot, you're in trouble. Something I really enjoyed actually was the low speed corners, because they were so challenging. If he can get good runs out of the low speed corners, you're doing great.
Brandon?
I don't even know. I don't know how to drive these things properly. But
What he's trying to say is that practice.
yeah, practice does help a lot. I thought I got some good practice in earlier, and it just went all to waste.
me too. I have watched some of the laps that Peter did when he was, catching me like a second a lap or something like that.
Yeah.
But like I said, he was really good about his braking points, his entries. His entries set up the opposite, or how can I explain it? Say that you have like a left and then a right. A lot of guys, especially like me when I first started racing GT3s, I'd always try to optimize the first corner of that two-piece, and then I found that I was struggling like crazy trying to get out of there. So like Peter right now, he made sure the entry in the first section was all right, but then he really got to have a good entry into the next corner, and it just catapulted him forward.
Yeah, Peter's had a lot of success here, and this would be as well in GT3s, his first win of the season. We have a race, though, developing for fourth here, Brandon. Preston Cranmer and Connor Ross. They've been battling a lot today. It's just been all about mistakes. Now, Preston just had an accident a couple moments ago, but Connor may have an opening here.
He's right there, and he's going to take full advantage whenever Preston leaves it open. There he goes.
Oh, here we go.
Connor wants it badly. Ooh. But he did not want to drive it in too deep, so we let Preston have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not the most normal zone you'd probably try to pass in. So let's see if he can. Oh, he laid on the brakes.
We're just showing real quick Preston spinning in that left-hander. And the two drivers are approaching turns 8 and 9. See it on the map on the top right of your screen. Johnston, who is about a minute behind the two drivers, just ran his best lap of the day at a 1:40.55. Fastest lap of this race is Peter Thompson with a 1:38.3.
That's insane.
A little bit better of a exit from Preston right there out of that hairpin.
Fun fact, Preston's your biggest mover. By how many
spots? What, 2?
Yeah, by 2.
Yeah.
There goes Connor.
Yep, Connor just crashed in the wall of champions.
Great place to be.
Yep, that means Connor's going to be a champion this year in something.
I think my favorite is the fact that the only person that has their lights on is Colin Johnson.
I'm pretty sure those are automatically on and off.
Because that is a Lamborghini, correct? Looks like it.
Johnson, yes, he's in the lone Lambo in the field. And we haven't spotlighted him a lot today. So Colin in the 6th position in that Lamborghini.
Oh wow, we have some Porsches, an Audi, some Ferraris, and a Lamborghini.
Yeah. The Lamborghini, the interior, I gotta admit, it looks so sexy.
So sexy.
I think it's the suede interior with the hurricane watermark on the right, and then the dashboard so cool. It's like a black and white all together. That was a right on board down the straight. So 6 drivers remain on the racetrack. Connor crashing puts him about 13 seconds behind at the moment. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Nobody's saying anything. Great.
Right. God.
I like interactions. But anyway, I want to go back to something I said if you joined us late in the going. I do want to take a moment because I know a lot of you were, were watching Saturday night, and I promoted this in our lounge of me announcing the races at Land of Legends, and that was seen on Land of Legends TV and on Dirt Vision. Thank you all so much for the support this past Saturday night. Was an awesome night of racing. Once again, for the first time in 3 weeks. A last lap pass in the big block modifieds, a first-time big block winner. Was awesome to see in Zach Payne. A great night of racing. I got a text as well from Mike Schultz, who I believe is still a Coast to Coast member.
Yeah, Schultz.
I can't remember. It was great to hear from Schultz as he was watching. That was pretty cool to hear and see. So.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, Marty. Once you said that it was.
Yeah, go ahead.
Once you said it was a thing, or once it was starting to come into fruition, I got super excited.
Here was something pretty cool as well. One of our former Coast to Coast members, is Colin Johnston, lets Bobby Good go by. One of our former members, Justin Sick, you may recognize that name.
Boy.
He was actually racing the New Legend Sportsman. Oh. That's Colin. But yeah, Justin raced the 51 New Legend Sportsman. However, though, New Legends did not get to run their feature. They were last. The reason why is they have at the track an 11 o'clock curfew. And if it hits 10:59, they cannot start the next race. They have to start the final race by 10:59 in order for it to be a full card. And because of that, the New Legend Sportsman will have 2 features run.
Nice.
So that will happen this Saturday night, and it's autograph night. I will be pit reporting, and I will be doing a Michael Waltrip grid walk. So, but it was a great night. It was an up and down day for me, though, as a whole. Isaac knows why. I'm not going to say why on the air. But overall, the racetrack was a great day, and can't wait for it on Saturday night.
It's just been nothing but a down day for me.
Yeah, bad Rebels, didn't make the Renegades, can't finish a GT race.
I think, could you say the
Well, I
same
got to
thing
hang
for
out with the
Isaac,
booth
too?
boys, so.
Yeah.
What's up?
What, Marty?
Could you say the same thing for Isaac, too? He didn't
Oh,
make
yeah.
the Renegades, couldn't finish a GT3 race. By the way, what in the world happened to you? Oh, yeah, you caught the wall in the Rebels in the aftermath.
Yep. Pretty awesome, huh?
So, I can tell you, too, in our New Legends heat that we had, Justin finished 5th of 9 drivers.
Yeah, he seemed pretty excited on social media.
Yeah, he really was. So.
All right. Well, we got under 2 minutes left.
And so, yeah, under 2 minutes here. Lap time is 1 minute and 40 seconds. Should be about
one more race.
2 to go. At
2
the
to
lap,
go.
I would guess. Because we're at 3.5 minutes left in this one. Peter Thompson is working lap number 25 as things stand. Closest battle we have is Bob DeGood and Jeff Barker, 12 seconds apart. And so 2 laps to go here in Montreal. Next week, guys, on the road courses is the Red Bull Ring in Austria. That's one of my favorite tracks as well for road courses on iRacing. That should be a lot of fun, whoever wants to take it first.
Yep. Maybe I'll have to take some lessons from the road masters here. I got a couple teammates that love road, so I have to try and hit them up, see if they'll teach me how to run Austria. It's a fun track to watch. It's a fun track to probably race. I could just about imagine. I think the only time I've ever raced it is in a F2 car, so it'd be fun to try out a GT car.
I raced on Red Bull Ring, obviously on F1, the F1 video games, but on iRacing, I think it was a Formula 3 car, or a USF 2000. I forgot which one it was, but that's a great car and a great track. So, but Brandon, we've got Cedar Lake coming up next week on the schedule for the sprint cars, and that always puts on a great track, a great race.
So, absolutely. And Patrick kind of touched on it in his interview earlier. You don't feel the cushion in this new build. So that top's going to be a lot more interesting, and that bottom might come into play a lot more. Unfortunately, I will not be here. I will not be able to race.
Lame. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hey, I'm going to be up around you, buddy, so be careful.
I know.
All right, so white flag coming out this time for Peter Thompson. 1 lap to go. Actually, I don't even know if there was the white flag. I don't even see Barney in the flag.
Yep, this is the white. This is the white.
Okay, good. This is the white. So, all right. Dan McLaren's actually joined. He says special guest. Hello, Dan. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, hop in the chat. No.
He actually is in here.
Oh, he actually is in here. Oh, hey, Dan.
Dan is in here. I didn't even realize it. What's up, Dan?
Last week's winner.
He's quiet. Doesn't even need to see anything.
He's not talking. He's not talking.
Anyway, Dan
Hey, guys.
Anyway.
There's Dan. There's Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Good race for Thompson so far.
Yeah, he's led all the laps here so far.
Hey.
Connor Ross had the lead for a couple of seconds at the start before.
Great track, great racing.
Yes. Always a great race.
Oh, you got me?
Yes, we got you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
But we got the finish coming up. We got the finish coming up here, Dan, so stand by.
How about now?
Peter Thompson going down the casino straight for the final time here. And it has been a master class for the driver of the 04. Yes, we've got you, Dan. We've got the finish coming up one last time for Peter Thompson as he makes his way through the wall of champion chicane into the home stretch. Peter Thompson with a master class. He wins round number 5 in Canada. As Thompson takes the checkers, and it seems likely that it will be a Porsche sweep on the podium. Bob DeGood makes his way through the wall of champion chicane. His yellow number 7 Porsche will take the 2nd spot here tonight. Colin Johnson will come across the line in 6th. There's the Brewerton Beast and Jeff Barker. Barker will finish in the 3rd spot tonight. It is a Porsche sweep on the podium. Well done by them. So we will talk with your top 3 in just a matter of moments. And we will bring them all in. In fact, we've brought them all in right now. So let's talk with Jeff Barker while he's in the race car. Jeff, a third place run for you. Walk us through your drive today and positives you take away.
I need to practice more. That's what I need to take away. I spent most of my day working on the sprint car setup and just didn't practice as much as I needed to, and it showed. It's about a second off the pace.
Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
I got to give shout out to my teammate Bob DeGood for all his help with this. It's not necessarily this run, but all his help with the sprint car setups. And definitely a shout out to you for making yourself available for the broadcast, and to Aspire Sim Racing for sponsoring this whole ordeal.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. If I can get back in the coast-to-coast chat. There we go. Great job tonight.
All right, thanks.
Jeff Barker finishes in third. Bob DeGood second. I think the last time I talked with Bob on the podium was our end-of-the-year coast-to-coast 200 event. So, Bob, a nice second-place finish for you. Walk us through your drive this evening.
Well, first lap's always a little bit hairy, but we made it through and kept our heads down, kept pushing, and it was great.
What do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Oh, Aspire Sim Racing, they've done a lot for us here to get the series on the broadcast, and we certainly appreciate that, so we want to give Aspire Sim Racing a big shout-out.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thanks, Marty.
Now we go to our winner in Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane. That, of course, is Peter Thompson. Peter, your first win on the year in the GT3s, and it was done in dominant style. Walk us through it.
Honestly, I just kept my rhythm. I was hitting my points and doing the best I could to just stay consistent, because, with GT3, honestly, like a blown turn, a blown corner, anything hairpin could mess you up for the entire race.
Did you feel like right out of the gate at the start that Connor Ross had something for you before he overshot turn one?
Yeah, he did, but I noticed going into that corner, I thought he was taking it a little too fast. That's why you could see me back off a little bit, and then I honestly thought I was going to be fighting with him and Bob and Jeff the whole race.
So next week we've got the Red Bull Ring. What's the outlook look like there?
Oh, I'm real excited. That's a great track, honestly, and I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully I can come out with another podium.
What are the challenges at that track, too?
That challenge is honestly just, like I said, consistency is the biggest thing. In GT3, like, if you can't hit your marks every single lap, then you're just going to lose a lot of time, and then the people that are hitting their marks are going to catch up to you twice as fast.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the car?
I'm going to give shout-outs to my teammates on Aspire Sim Racing, Bob, Jacob, Jeremy, Preston, our sponsors, RSN Trackside, Maconi Setup Shops, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, and everyone, seriously. And a special shout-out to Bob, who couldn't be here, but I'm glad I was able to win it since he wasn't here.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Congratulations, a great win from you tonight.
Appreciate it, Marty. Thanks.
Absolutely. Peter Thompson, your winner. Bob DeGood second. Jeff Barker in third. Preston Cranmer fourth. Fifth belongs to Connor Ross. Sixth, Colin Johnston. Seventh, Isaac Salas. And Brandon Dittmer finishes in the eighth spot. All right, let me see if I can try something out here real quick. And let's see if this can work. Testing out to see if we can bring all three of us in without the screen.
You want me to stop sharing her?
Yeah, if you can, that would be great.
Bam! She's perfect.
Awesome, awesome. We end things off here with our normal tradition. Time. We're dealing with a flood right now at the moment, but hey, buddy's glad to see Dean. We headed out to Pennsylvania tomorrow for a Super Dirt Car Series race, which should be fun to watch then. So, but guys, final thoughts on tonight. Brandon, we'll start with you.
Yeah, it's a fun track at Lernerville. Really, really tough as always. Obviously tougher now, but just wish we could start cutting back on some of the cautions. We'd have a lot more better racing. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's just a pain in the butt to deal with.
Definitely, Isaac.
Yeah, like I mean, obviously Brandon just touched on it. And if we can get that all figured out, we'll be right back to the Coast to Coast Renegades and Rebels that we know, which is fine. We all knew coming into this season that learning curve was going to be wild. Learning curve was going to be just this thing that we had no idea how to deal with, especially some of these tracks where we really don't understand yet. I think the big ones are going to be some of the small tracks, but this tonight proved that, you know, even like the tracks that we're used to can become a challenge, and you just don't really understand it as much. GT3 wise, Brandon and I got to take some driving lessons. But yeah, I mean, it was good racing. It was good seeing those guys show out. Awesome job for Peter getting his first GT win, I want to say. Tyler for getting his first Renegades win. That's always awesome to see Tyler do good. And yeah, I thought it was a great showing all night around.
Absolutely. That's us here tonight. We will wrap things up here from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, as well as Lernerville Speedway in Pennsylvania. On behalf of the Extreme E-Speed TV, Coast to Coast Racing League, Oshrican Speedway, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig, Preston Cranman, and the fine crew of admins. On behalf of my broadcast partners tonight, Isaac Salas, as well as Brandon Dittmer and Dean Reynolds, Marty Sakala signing off here tonight. Congratulations to your winners this evening, Michael Berthay, Tyler Wilson, and Peter Thompson. So long, everyone.